Hey, what's up guys, Kadachi here and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I posted, I think like 3 months, but I have been playing a lot of PoE2 in that time. I've had quite a few builds that I wanted to make videos on, but just been busy with work or either just lazy. But this build that I want to show you guys today, I've been putting a lot of work into it, and it's honestly been probably the build that I've stuck with the most. It's going to be a Voltaxic Rift Lightning Arrow Chaos Convert Deadeye. We're going to be using a damage tech that we got from a content creator called A Raven, where we basically give our Orb of Storms 100% crit chance and that snapshots to our lightning rod. I'll leave the link to his video in the description. Lightning Arrow got nerfed this season, but honestly it's actually really good. Well, Lightning Rod mostly, that's like our main source of damage, but Lightning Arrow for the clear has honestly been pretty chillin'. I didn't play it that much last season. I did the Chaos Convert Chayula Monk and I enjoyed that, but it's just 100 times better, especially with the iteration of Roa. Like, the difference between having a Roa and not having one during mapping for Lightning Arrow is like night and day. I personally feel like Roa Lightning Arrow is faster, at least with a Lightning Spear that has Volt. It's faster than one of those on clear speed. It's just so good. Now that we're getting these new movement speed runes, a Deadeye with Lightning Arrow and Roa is just gonna be incredibly fast. But I'm not gonna keep you guys too long, so now we're gonna hop into the gear portion of the video. If you don't want to see this part, you can just skip to the skill tree, because I am going to go over a lot of gear options that you can. I really like this build because there's actually quite a bit of flexibility you can do with the skill tree. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys as a player to do whatever you want with it. But no matter what you change past that, it really just has the same outcome. So enjoy. Alright, so starting with our bow, we're going to be using the Voltaxic Rift. You're going to want to go for the highest lightning damage you can get on this with the Corrupt included, and then second you want the highest attack speed. For the gloves, I decided to go for a flat ES. Try to get the highest lightning damage with the highest ES you can get, and then you want to get the highest res that you can fit in. You don't need triple res, makes them more expensive, but you can get it if you need it. For our ring, this was actually the final purchase for the build. Highest lightning you can get, highest fizz, and the highest chaos you can get in a percentage, and to fill in the gaps for the skill requirements and whatever reses you can fit in. For the chest piece, you're going to want a high hybrid base with spirit, highest spirit you can get, and you want dex, and then 2 reses that you can fit in. For our helmet, we're going to be running the deepest tower for the low life setup. It is giving us the damage that we need to push this build beyond the limit. Very good helmet, actually has a pretty good amount of ES given to you, and want to try to get a spirit corrupt so it helps you wear the rest of the spirit gems needed. For our amulet, you want to get the highest ES as possible. You can get evasion if you want to. There was a time where I didn't run the spirit, but if you don't want to run Roa, you don't need the spirit on the amulet or the chest piece. You choose. So I went with the spirit, and you want +3 projectile levels and however much res you can get. If you have attribute problems, you can get an attribute on the amulet as well. We're going to be anointing this with finality, giving us 120% increased damage, which is really good since we're running the low life helm. For our other ring, we're going to be using Ming's Heart, which is just really good for chaos damage. Highest corrupt as possible, 57% is the highest I've seen, so I made sure to snag that. I think you can go higher, but definitely get you one of these. Doesn't really matter. I had like 50%, had 40%. It's just a good ring for this build. This is our quiver. Do not get baited by the MTX transmog. It is not the Beyond Reach. You want to get a quiver with +2 proj, highest lightning, damage with bow skills, projectile speed. Crit chance is not needed since most of our crit chance is going to be coming from the Orb of Storm setup. You can go for crit damage bonus. That'll probably get you way more damage overall. For the boots, you're going to want high movement speed, highest reses you can get with the highest ES you can get as well. So I personally opt for stun threshold because I run Roa with CI, and I can't say if this is a bug or not. I've looked all over. Nobody says it's a bug. Nobody says it isn't. So if you run CI with Roa and get stun threshold, a good amount of flat stun threshold in your build, you will not fall off your Roa. It is really good. I enjoy this playstyle. But if not, you just get triple res boots, don't run Roa, and just run a life setup, however you want to do it. And we're just running Ingenuity. I had a triple res belt. If you need reses or like strength, you can just get a regular belt. But this is just really good for damage. Now we can talk about the many options that we have for the build. So starting with Melting Maelstrom. This flask is super good for this build. Some would say it's really bad after they nerfed it. Yes, we lost the insta-fill, but now they require you to build into Melting Maelstrom. So if you take a total of 6 mana recovery flasks on your tree, you're going to see them later on in the skill tree section of the video. If you take a total of 6 nodes, this flask works like any other mana flask, heals your mana perfectly fine, and you actually get benefits for taking those nodes. You can take 3 and be perfectly fine as well, bossing, mapping, completely fine. If not, then you can just run a regular flask with increased amount recovered and increased charges. But Melting Maelstrom is really good, so if you want to use this, definitely check it out and try to build into it. Olaf's Flask, this I've seen used in more of the life setups. I really prefer CI with this build, but the life setup with Olaf's is still good. Evasion, you can go completely evasion based, however you want to do it. I was running Hoa for a good bit, not needed at all, but it is still good if you can't afford gloves. These were my other gloves that I ran. I think they're about the same, just about. Yeah, really just wanted to get something different on them. Definitely I didn't need the deck, so I decided to take them off, and I wanted the double socket. For the boots, these are the triple res boots. You can get max life on them if you need. I don't really think I need the triple res boots, but I prefer the stun threshold for the CI. I was running 2 Ming's Hearts at one point, but I really feel like that lowered my health at such a large amount and my global defenses. But actually, let's see. We probably won't be able to run it. So 2,200, and if you can fill that in, I mean, it's a really good amount of damage boost if you can fill that in, but you don't need it. And these were my other rings that I was running prior to this. You do not need a super giga ring like this. You can just run something like this and you'll be completely fine. Bleed Charm is basically a necessity if you're not running CI, so definitely get one of these. And my belts, these were just triple res belts. Voltaic Mark is really good for bossing. You can swap that out for Ghost Dance if you want to. Super good for the shock magnitude. These were my other quivers. You do not need a super crazy mirror tier over 100 divine quiver to make this build work. And these were just other amulets that I was testing throughout the build. You also do not need +3 proj, but it is just good damage. Just makes for a cheaper amulet, and you can get more defense if you want to. And that'll be it for that. Also, for our weapon swap, we're going to be running the Wicked Quill and the Effigy of Cruelty. This actually goes up to 5 stacks, so try to pick one of those up. And this wand is really good because we are scaling withered stacks as much as possible wherever we can get them. And honestly, that'll be it for the gear. So I'm going to leave a guide to the max roll in the description, but if you want to see the links to all the skills and the DPS tooltip, I'm going to leave them right here for you guys so you can check those out. And we're going to move on to the skill tree. So this is going to be the skill tree. I decided to highlight all the major nodes you guys can take rather than going over them all individually. So these are going to be the more important ones, starting from the start of the tree, the bottom to the middle and the top. And then I left some extra nodes that you guys can choose from while you either level up or just want to swap some things out and swap them in. Whatever you put in is going to give the same outcome. All bosses cleared and just good mapping. It's all going to be the same outcome. So enjoy playing around with whatever is chosen here. That's going to be it for the build. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's actually pretty simple, it's pretty chill, no need for any cast-ons, and overall it's pretty fun. So with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Got more ideas coming. Hopefully with this new unique patch coming up, there's a lot more builds that can be made out of the new uniques getting buffed. So let's stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next one.